In the shadow of massive, smoke-belching factories and beneath an eternal canopy of flickering gas lamps, the city of Chronopolis churned. It was a place where metal met flesh, where brass gears and wheezing steam engines powered everything from locomotives to prosthetic limbs. A city of perpetual motion, its heartbeat was the tick of the great clocks embedded in every district, a symphony of order and precision. But even the most intricate machines can falter, and when Chronopolis's endless ticking started to skip, stutter, and stall, no one paid it much mind at first. Why would they? Time had always been the city's most faithful companion. That is, until the day Arthur Grimsby, an unassuming clockmaker with grease-stained fingers and a quiet life in a forgotten corner of the city, stumbled upon a secret that would forever change the course of time. Arthur's shop was small, tucked into a fog-shrouded alley where the high society of Chronopolis never ventured. He spent his days repairing pocket watches and recalibrating antique clocks brought in by eccentric collectors. But on an otherwise ordinary morning, a peculiar customer entered his shop, a cloaked man whose shadow seemed longer than it should have been, whose presence carried an unnerving stillness. The man presented a timepiece that didn't tick, its glass face cracked and its internal gears strange, beyond anything Arthur had ever seen. "Fix it," the man said simply, his voice like the hiss of steam escaping a vent. Before Arthur could ask questions, the stranger handed him a note, a single piece of parchment with an address scrawled in ink, and vanished into the fog. Curiosity gnawed at Arthur. He spent hours studying the timepiece only to discover a faint engraving on its inner casing, a sigil resembling an Ouroboros, a serpent swallowing its tail. Something about it unsettled him. The gears inside weren't just broken, they defied logic, seeming to connect and disconnect themselves, as if alive. But the deeper he delved, the more bizarre his discoveries. The mechanism pulsed faintly, almost imperceptibly, like a beating heart. Unable to ignore the mystery, Arthur followed the address on the note. It led him through Chronopolis's labyrinthine streets to a derelict building surrounded by cloying fog. Inside, he found an ornate clock tower, its bells silent but its machinery humming faintly. There, beneath the gears that stretched into darkness above, he encountered them, the horologists. The horologists were a secret society hidden in the folds of Chronopolis, their robes stitched with gold threads that glimmered like the inner workings of a masterpiece timepiece. They revealed what Arthur had unknowingly stumbled upon. The timepiece he held was no ordinary antique. It was connected to the very fabric of time itself, a piece of forbidden technology used to steer Chronopolis's flow of hours, days, and years. The horologists controlled everything. They were more than just engineers. They were rulers, sustaining a delicate illusion of order that allowed the city to function uninterrupted. But something had gone wrong. Across Chronopolis, clocks were failing, gears grinding to halts, and schedules twisting into chaos as nights stretched on endlessly and mornings came too soon. The horologists told Arthur the blame lay beyond their machines. Time itself, the great river they steered, was unraveling. Reluctantly, Arthur agreed to help. He was no hero, but his expertise in the smallest mechanisms, the intimate dance of springs and gears, made him indispensable. Armed with nothing but his tools, the timepiece, and cryptic coordinates supplied by the horologists, Arthur ventured deeper into the heart of the city's mysteries. What he learned shook him. The disruptions weren't accidents. Someone was sabotaging Chronopolis from within. To uncover the truth, Arthur traveled through places few dared to tread. Hidden laboratories tucked under bustling factories, forgotten libraries guarded by mechanical sentinels, and the great belfry at the city's peak, where the master clock overlooked all. Along the way, he deciphered cryptic clues etched into ancient clock faces and journal pages scattered across Chronopolis. They pointed to a rebel faction, the Resistors, who believed the horologists were keeping secrets too dangerous for any city to hold. Secrets that weren't just about time, but about life, death, and eternity itself. As Arthur pieced together the puzzle, the flow of time became increasingly unstable. Days flickered by in seconds. Entire neighborhoods fell into stasis, their inhabitants stuck in frozen loops. The city teetered on the edge of catastrophe. The final clue led him back to the master clock. Inside its cavernous tower, Arthur discovered the truth. The horologists weren't just maintaining time, they were stealing it. Using the forbidden mechanisms, they siphoned moments, hours, and years from the lives of ordinary citizens to fuel their own immortality. Confronted with the enormity of this revelation, Arthur had a choice: repair the master clock and maintain the horologist's secret reign, preserving Chronopolis at the expense of its people, or destroy the machinery and risk chaos, releasing time from their grip. Pause for dramatic effect. With gears grinding, pistons hissing, and seconds slipping away, Arthur set his tools against the master clock, his heart pounding with urgency. Above him, the city's great clocks whirred violently, threatening to collapse if he failed. As the final gear snapped into place, or perhaps broke forever, Chronopolis fell silent. No ticks, no talks, nothing but the echo of his raspy breath in the stillness. What followed remains shrouded in mystery. Some swear the city reset itself, its clocks turning again as if nothing had ever been wrong. Others claim time broke entirely, leaving Chronopolis trapped in an eternal haze where morning never truly comes. And as for Arthur Grimsby, the unassuming clockmaker who dared to defy the rulers of time, his shop remains empty, his tools scattered, his fate a question lost amidst the eternal fog. In Chronopolis, every tick and tock hides a secret, but some secrets are never meant to be known.